Speaking of which, let's look at Lexus King's facial hair.
Love this guy.
Bro, just obnoxious. And
So
I
great.
posted a segment. Maybe I put it in miscellaneous, but yeah, his facial hair out of 10, I give it a definite 10. And yeah, man, this dude's, I don't know, just hilarious. He did this segment where he got punched in the face after he got his haircut, and it was the funniest thing ever. TKO president Mark Shapiro states that WWE will be cutting down on live events even more next year, and explains taking on less of the marginally profitable events. And he just says, what we're doing is cutting events. We're taking our low marginally profitable events. So if you live in like smaller towns and stuff, don't expect not like all smaller towns, but like don't expect shows. You're going to have to travel to like a bit bigger cities to get the shows, guys. Like that's what's going to happen as time goes on. But it is good to rest people, but they're still doing 200 live shows a year. That's on top of TVs, I believe. So
yeah, they're still going to do their same weekends where the SmackDown people do they work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and the Raw people work Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's usually what they've been doing. They do a house show on Saturday and Sunday and somewhere. The house shows are fun. I love going to house shows.
Dude, those are the best ones. And
they're the best. They're so much. Like, TV's towns, great. Yeah. TV's great, but house shows are the best.
Yeah, dude. I've seen some of the best matches I've ever seen at some fucking house shows. And like just interactions with wrestlers too. Speaking of Jim Cornette, let's watch this video.
Oh, this is fun.
Corny-chan, kawaii ni. Kawaii ne. Whacker with the racket. Order a triple cheeseburger, extra cheese, mayo, pickle, and onion. I can't believe that's hilarious, man. Corny's a national treasure.
Oh, it was the no context corny. I don't either. I knew I saw that yesterday with that no context corny is a fun page.
Wacky and Wild created the very first Ring of Honor logo and tagline in 2002 at the age of 15. Did y'all know that?
No idea.
Yeah, that's insane, cool. Dude. He should have a job for life. I wonder how he feels about what Tony Khan's doing to it. You guys want to watch the Jim Cornette Burger Challenge featuring Joe Hendry and Grado?
Oh, is this from the Cornette
3 pounds of
a Corny in London documentary?
Is that what it's from? Yeah, I don't know. It's just posted.
Yeah.
And we're gonna watch.
Yeah,
it
so he did. It's in like 2015 or 16. He did a tour over there where he did like his live show with the Inside the Ropes people, the ITR people with Kenny McIntosh. And so they realized right when he got there that it'd be funny just to like film him on the road with them and going around to places in England and drive around the English countryside. I haven't seen it in a long time because it got pulled off of YouTube, but it's pretty funny.
Product.
Is that like
it's in my future. I can feel it.
Are you not a fan of Briggs?
We're worried about the bun.
Yeah.
You never know, but here come your audience.
Oh.
Here we go.
Oh my God. Wait a minute.
I'm pleased to meet you, mate. You all right? I've heard you're big competition.
Yes, well, I'll try my hardest.
It's a pleasure to meet you, mate. Pleasure to meet you.
How are you? Well, pleased to meet you. My name's Graham. And you know what? I met you. I'm sure I met you in Atlanta.
Probably.
Dude, I want to crush beers and burgers with Cornette.
Yeah, Ring of Honor.
And Grado and Joe Hendry, I'm in.
Dude, absolutely.
Yes.
You wouldn't remember it? You remember
no,
it?
I do.
Talking about cider. Strongbow?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing, man.
You mentioned alcohol, you remember.
Yeah, Strongbow, they said something here. Make a Strongbow, man.
I went out and bought 2 Scrumpy Jacks last night.
You're joking?
And a pot noodle.
And is it pot noodle, right?
They're talking about pot noodle here. We'll get to the burger munchage here. And let's see, Cornette starts going
I
up.
regret that I have been one stomach to give for Glasgow.
Oh, dude, look at that thing. I would try it. Let's go.
To complete your burger, you're not allowed to go to the toilet. You're not allowed to leave the premises. You have 1 hour. You need to be inside. If you vomit, you're out. But it will entertain us if you want. Your time starts.
How do you win? It's just the first person finishes. Is that been so?
Whoever finishes first is the winner, then it's second, third place, and whoever's last is just the wanker. Your time starts now.
Man, those Inside the Ropes guys, they always get like the best interviews. The way they do those stage shows and too, like I don't know how they got that all figured out, but
everybody says how class they are, because like I've heard Bischoff talk about his experience with them. Cornette says Cornette hates flying, and the only reason he'd ever do it again is because of how great those guys have been to him. I think it's just treating people with respect. It's like I was telling you with the reason why you've been growing and like you've been bringing guests and getting them to come back, and like Matt Morgan's a part. Like when people are legit, you can just tell. Like, you know, I interview people for a living, so like I can really tell when people are good right away. You know, and that's what I think. That's what Kenny McIntosh specifically, like when he got engaged recently, you saw that he gets a giant outpouring from the wrestling community for it, and that goes a long way. You know, it really does speak to who they are.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment too, man. Thank you for lumping me in there.
So how much are wankers wins Russo? Don't spoil my appetite. Very good.
Beers and burgers, my two favorite things.
I can't wait to see what's for dessert. Give me a full hop on
Oh no!
If I hear any strange noises, I'm bailing over where you are.
Oh, dude. Okay, I don't want to barf. Dude's barfing.
He's a Martian.
Okay, that's Joe Hendry, folks, right there with his dark hair. He's all jacked, and he's like ate his whole burger. Like he wins this thing. Spoilers.
Look at his face.
Yeah,
Look
dude.
Oh,
Man. You know that's a good meal.
right. Oh, Jesus,
dude.
Grado.
Ew, dude, he's gonna make me barf. Here we go. And Cornette's from Malin.
You may bury me face down so the world can kiss my ass.
Okay.
Oh,
If you want some, come and get some. If you want some, come and get some. I don't want none. He's kicked my ass.
There's this tradition we've got in ICW that when I say Joe Hendry, everyone says local hero. Would you do me the honor of doing that?
Joe Hendry, local hero. Local hero. I'm now going to vomit on the local hero's plate.
Damn, see, Cornette's a fun guy. You guys just got to stop being dumbasses, and he'll stop pissing him off so much. You know what I mean?
He's like punk, you know.
I'm just letting you know, man. You've left the team. We get out there. No. They said you could walk around, you just couldn't go in the little boy's room and stick your finger down your throat.
You can do that. Right.
Fuck you.
Damn, that's pretty funny. It is time for your favorite segment, my favorite segment, the world's favorite segment, Meltzer's least favorite segment, but all Jake's favorite segment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week. So what do we got? I'll give you guys a few here. There's a video here we're going to watch. I've had it bookmarked for so long. Meltzer listens to PWT Confirmed. Yeah, we're going to keep that in here. Meltzer blocked me on X for sending flutes. That's hilarious. Dave and Bryan, this is from Meltzer Said What? He says, Dave and Bryan are going to need marriage counseling after today's fight on Wrestling Observer Radio. Dave's voice went to new record high pitches while defending, you'll never guess, Tony Khan. AEW booking, Dave busted out, when I was a kid at the Cow Palace. This is gold. Clip later. The fight was over Deonna Purrazzo. So, of course, we got the clips from Meltzer Said What. So Dave and Bryan almost end their 3-decade-long marriage over Deonna Purrazzo facing Hikaru Shida on Friday. The day before Sheeta gets a title shot against Mercedes Moné at the pay-per-view. Now this is a bit of an old one from like a week ago or whatever, but yeah, we're definitely gonna still go over it. Yeah, here's Bryan and Wavy Davy getting into a tussle, and let's hear it here. I'll bring it to the top.
Then Deanna Purrazzo did a promo. Hikaru Shida is facing Deanna Purrazzo the night before she gets a championship match on pay-per-view.
Yes.
Why?
But it's not for the title shot.
I know, but it's just weird.
It's just a match, just to give her a win. You know.
That's the problem.
You know,
they all shouldn't just be matches. Some matches can be just matches, but most of them shouldn't be.
I mean, that's happened only a billion times in wrestling. It's not anything.
Just to get her a win a billion times. Yeah, when it was not on TV and like, you know what I mean? People are doing territories and people are doing towns. Like, yes, you get people wins on TV, but they're always built up to in some way a little better than this, you know? Like,
or at all.
Than at all. Exactly.
Get worked up over.
I don't think Cody is doing a singles match the night before WrestleMania facing Roman Reigns.
Exactly.
I'm positive that did not happen.
Okay, but guess what? You could probably count
Guess
the
what?
times that the challenger champion wrestled a match on SmackDown before a pay-per-view, or on a Friday show, or on the Go Home Raw when they didn't have Friday or whatever. It happened all the time. This is not unusual whatsoever.
I want someone to
Yeah, for AEW, that's a completely unusual place, Dave. So that's what you don't understand.
go back and check this one out.
Hundreds of times.
The challenger for the world title the next day, wrestling on SmackDown.
No, on SmackDown on the Friday before the pay-per-view, wrestling in a match.
The day before.
All the time.
A singles match, the challenger for the title.
All the time.
All right. Someone's going to find this. I guarantee it.
All the time. All the time. It happened.
Oh, man.
WCW, before their pay-per-view.
Okay, but I thought WCW was the and died and shut up Bischoff and blah, blah, blah. So why is it okay that they did it in WCW?
Use all the time. It happened on Mid-South.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking of late.
And Mid-South Raw from before they had SmackDown. What does any of that matter, Dave?
I know, dude. It's so stupid. Fuck, man.
Mid-South Wrestling.
I'm talking about.
I want to see the Mulkeys in 2024.
I'm talking about the history of wrestling. This is done all the time. I mean, this is not the slightest bit unusual.
I find this very unusual.
The idea of a challenger for a championship winning a match on the last television show before the big championship match is a cornerstone of pro wrestling.
So you're telling me that when they do that Solo Sikoa Cody Rhodes match,
I don't know.
Solo's gonna wrestle
I don't know, because you don't watch. He doesn't even watch WWE. This dork.
Friday night. I don't
He
think
might. He might not.
He might not. Tony Khan.
I mean, it's not like it happens every single
they'll
time.
do a contract signing or they'll do a face-to-face. He ain't having a rando match.
The best guys, Tony Khan. Here, if you look at this year wrestling, this is like a cornerstone.
That's WWE this year. If you look at, no, it's just Dave. You're just making up.
You put the challenger over on television right before the pay-per-view or before the big show, before the stadium show, before that. It happens constantly.
No, it doesn't.
He can.
Television. That's exactly
I watch every single SmackDown.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh man,
it's television. That's exactly
I
what
watch
you do.
every single SmackDown. The challenger, not one time this year, is the challenger for the title wrestled on the Friday before SmackDown. Not one time this year.
I have no idea if that's true or not, but it doesn't matter because it's SmackDown in 2024 is not the history of wrestling, and it's not the history of wrestling booking, and it's not necessarily the greatest booking ever. I mean, it's like I'm talking about something that this is ridiculous.
It is.
It is ridiculous, Dave. It's not necessarily the greatest booking ever. Then stop defending it like it is and just criticize it and say, yeah, it's dumb. Like, yeah, I know. I don't know why he'd do this. And then you just move on. But instead you're like, well, no, it's happened everywhere since the beginning of time. Okay, but it's like it's not good. That doesn't make it good. Well, WCW. Okay, we're talking about AEW right now. Like,
and my point is, I don't care, but it's like weird. Like this is supposed to be a
yeah, see? It's not weird. Okay, then just relax. It is weird. And he even says, like, I don't care, but You're just like defending it like it's this crazy thing.
Big match on Saturday.
It's not
Why
weird.
is she facing Deanna the night before?
It is weird, Dave. Like, why? So what if Deanna beats her out of nowhere? Then is Deanna the number one contender? Meltzer, like, yes, it's weird, bro. Like, it's not. God damn it, man.
Deanna's supposed to be like a star.
It's not weird. It happens all that even better.
Name a time. It happens all the time. Name a fucking time.
Give us a specific. Give me one specific, Dave.
Because he doesn't do that. He just keeps going, oh, well, all these times on Raw and all these times in mid.
I study this.
Yeah, in the 80s. And, it's like, okay, what are you talking about?
That she's a star, that makes it even better. It's a bigger win. That's exactly what you do. I know when I was growing up, before the freaking Cow Palace show on the Saturdays TV, the same that aired that afternoon.
That's
the
fine for the
challenge.
70s.
Okay.
It's just like Dave. Goddamn, it's just such a different thing, man. It's such a different thing.
It's not just the 70s.
And if you're sitting there saying Cornette is out of touch and passe and all this, then what are you by bringing up that?
That picture
That's what
at
I
the
mean.
bottom right nails it. With Meltzer said, "What? That's fine for the 70s." With Ralph breaking his heart, you could hear Dave go,
yeah,
right when he said it, just
you old out of touch weirdo, man. Jesus.
You could do it in
wrong.
every decade, constantly. It is a cornerstone of wrestling that you put the challenger over on television. In his run to
Not in his run.
Oh man.
The day before.
The day of when you had same day TV, they did it everywhere all the time. It was a regular.
The day of when you had same day TV. Yeah, because Dave, it's presented as 2 different days. That's why you had same day TV. So they film some on that day for Monday, let's say, and then whatever goes live, or they film some for later. Like, you know what I mean? You have same day TV. Exactly. They're filming 2 different TV shows. Or like they wrestle a match that's not televised and then they wrestle the televised one. Like, Dave is such an idiot, man. Dave, yeah, we didn't write it down in order. Like, the house shows in WWE don't, like, if Cody Rhodes wins on a house show on the road, it's not the same as like winning on a television show on SmackDown on the road to a pay-per-view either, dude. Like, Dave is just such an idiot. He's literally so out of touch. Exactly this meme down here, the 70s thing. Like, Alvarez just called him out, like right there, just summed it up. Like, yeah, this is all good for the 70s, Dave.
For occurrence, because it's, this is ridiculous.
The Bucks are backstage. Actually, first we had Mercedes doing.
Dude, I can't. This is ridiculous. Yeah, Dave, you made it ridiculous. You're the one being ridiculous about it. Man, that's hilarious.
Yeah,
dude.
Dave is ridiculous.
I love that.
He's just so.
Here's his stars. We'll do a couple few more here. So Dave Meltzer's star ratings for WWE Bash in Berlin. Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens was 4.25. Okay. Belair, Cargill, Alba Fire, Isla Dawn was 3. Punk McIntyre was a 4.5. Priest and Rhea versus Dominic and Liv was 3.75, and Gunther versus Orton a 4.5. So yeah, he rated that card pretty high. Good for him, whatever. Here's his ratings for No Mercy, which he just buries No Mercy, dude. He buries NXT whenever he can because it's a threat to AEW.
NXT so much. Exactly.
Yeah, I've been covering it. I've been chronicling it here, guys. If you guys listen back,
the only one chronicling it, by the way.
Yeah, no one else is like highlighting this. I called it right away because I identified. I know when he's going to start doing certain narratives. Like, I know when he starts pushing certain things and why he might be doing that. Like, I catch it right away now. And I'm telling you, I caught the NXT thing right away. I'm like, dude, he is burying NXT because they were starting to beat Dynamite in the ratings. Like, if you really look at it, and when they go to CW, it's done. But yeah, Axiom and Nathan Fraser versus Andre Chase and Ridge Holland 4.25, which is crazy high rating. Wentz and Wesley 3.75. Okay, that match is really good. I loved every match. I gave every match a 4 out of 5 on No Mercy. So Kalani Jordan versus Wendy Chu 1.25. Dave, here, holy, like, that's where it's like, come on, man. How was that? That was a great match, dude.
Femi and then what did he give Mercedes and Britt? Because there was no way that was better, but he guaranteed he rated it better.
Chu and Jordan is better than Britt Monet, 100%. Femi D'Angelo 3, Perez Parker 3.7, Paige Hendry 3.5. Okay, so I don't know. I thought that card was phenomenal. So Meltzer, someone says to him, you can't just answer a question about Dynamite's poor ratings without mentioning WWE. That's not unreasonable. And then Meltzer responds, actually, I was, actually just with, a TV producer, actually yesterday. And like he, except was laughing, about this. AEW has declined in ratings. We write about it, talk about it constantly. Yeah, but it's in the way you talk about it, Dave. It's the way you present the information.
Was that on a Discord server?
Exactly. Like, and you lie about, you literally have been caught lying so many times, like not just by me, like real big fact checkers call you out, bro. And yeah, anyways, we write about it, talk about it constantly, have said why. No. You give your spin on why. You're not honest about why. So again, Dave's embellishing the truth right here and gaslighting this person. This is gaslighting right here in the flesh. So anyways, but also always made clear the ratings were good. So if it's declined ratings, you write about and talk about why, and then, but you always have to make clear the ratings are good. But they're not good, Dave. And that's why you're gaslighting this dude. God damn. And if I said this to you, you'd block me again. The guy was laughing about how people think those numbers are bad when in the TV world they are considered great. AEW, name the guy. He always goes, I know someone. I was with someone. I can't stand when people, our sources say, we talked to an anonymous guy. And so say it or don't. Like, Jesus Christ. Like,
now he wants to play journalist and hold his source.
Play around like me, dude. If I'm onto something, I'm like, you guys know, I might know, I might not. Like, I make it funny. You guys got to do better, man. Like, be the news or don't be the news. Say who said it or don't say it. The guy was laughing about who was it? Bugs Bunny? The Animaniacs? You kooky bitch. Anyways, Dynamite for the week of 8/26 to 9/1 was the number 2 rated entertainment show on cable behind only Raw out of how many entertainment shows on cable per week? Dave, what do you quantify as entertainment show? It's television. Every show on television is for entertainment purposes. So what does that even mean? Like, what does that even mean? And number one, how? In your key demo, overall viewership? No, it wasn't. Jesus Christ.
Right?
How many of the people who ended up being so wrong told their fan base that? Why didn't they? Because, Dave, that's an embellishment of the truth. That's what you're doing, is you're doing selective facts. So you're telling selective truths about okay, like, bro, okay, it's like if we ran like me and Alt Jake right now, we could run an independent study on cigarettes, right? And then we could pick out the good things about cigarettes and present those as facts and just lie by omission and not talk about the bad and just constantly give you a spin about the good. But at the end of the day, it doesn't mean objective reality is an objective reality. And that's what people do all the time with things. And you're just doing that, Dave. You're trying to sell what your idea of what you think is good is supposed to be good and why these things are good. And yes, I agree with you. If they can just keep 600K people live watching every week, they're good to go on with Dynamite on TBS. But it doesn't mean they're good ratings. That's just what you guys are trying to say. It means like it's good as far as like what AEW can do. It's good, but that standard keeps getting lowered. Because it's man, you can't say the limit's 500 or 400. Let's say it's lowered now, and we're doing 600, and that's good. And everyone wants only 600,000 viewers. Shows get canceled for less, Dave. That's the thing. If sports teams were drawing those numbers, they wouldn't get their games aired on TV. Like, or they would be like some special sports select type thing. Dave's not 100% wrong. Challengers for the titles have wrestled nights before championship match, but the difference was the challenger was still earning their shot still. That's exactly the difference too. It's not like, oh, you're wrestling and your shot at the belt's on the line, or like anything. Like, they're still earning their shot. It's like, if you don't beat this guy, you don't get it. Well, that's the same thing. No, because that's not how it's presented. It's presented as just like, oh, look, Purrazzo's back at a note from the dead, and she gets to fight her and steal her title shot, even though she hasn't been involved in the story at all. It's like, no, if the 3 people are involved in a story, sure, but they're not doing that. Dumb Dave. Yeah, so Dave is he's mad that we're not telling his selective journalistic points about why it's the number one show during an hour or during 2 hours of the evening because of an inflated Big Bang Theory lead-in. It's the number one in cable during that hour for the key demo or whatever. Like, dude, that's why no one talks about it, because that's dumb. It's dumb. That's why, because it does not matter. And then you're the ones who go, oh, the cord cutters. Well, then which is it? Are they cutting cords, or do those numbers matter? Idiot. Anyway,
It depends on where his narrative is, where it matters.
Bro, like, for reals. It's craziness, man. So here, I got 2 more for you guys I'll give you, and then I'm going to save some of them for the next show. Meltzer believes that Will Ospreay versus Pac from AEW All Out would have been the match of the year in most years in the past 4 decades. But not this year. Why? Because you give every AEW match 17 stars. Dave's such an idiot. So Dave goes, it was one of the best matches ever. Bro, it was not even as good as Ospreay MJF on Dynamite. MJF Ospreay was better than MJF Ospreay at All In and Pac Ospreay at All Out. The most egregious part of All Out, one of the most egregious spots, was where Pac hit his dope like Phoenix flip splash to the outside, and then Ospreay 2 seconds later no sells it and then climbs up the ropes and does the same move back to Pac. And it's like, bro, no, like all you guys, this was one of the lower matches for me on the card of All Out.
No selling just kills me. That's the worst of it all to me. I can't deal with the no selling. I just can't.
Yeah, man.
Just sell a little bit.
So Meltzer goes, it would have been the best match of the year, probably 3/4 of the years in the last 40 years. Yeah, 60% of the time. It works 90% of the time. Like, what the hell are you talking about, Dave? Doing Steiner math over here, dude. In the last 40 years, it would have worked great this last year of a quarter of the years. What the hell are you babbling about? You could tell in the opening minutes of the match by what Will was doing, that Will in his mind, this guy can't even talk properly for sakes, was doing that Will in his mind was like, this is not going to be the normal Will Ospreay. It was literally the most normal Will Ospreay match there's ever been. Ospreay and Alexander washes this match. It was literally the same match as every Ospreay match. This is going to be the one where you're really trying to do the match of the year thing. I didn't get that from this match at all, dude. It was the best Pac match I've ever seen, and I've seen some great ones. I don't know if it was the best Pac match I've ever seen, but man, what a weirdo. That's some crazy, Dave. Dave, dude. I don't know if
You what? You mark?
Dude, like, that's agenda right there, man. I don't know about all that.
Yeah. I just, the fact that he thinks he's subtle enough and that we can't see through what he's trying to do. Like, it's blatantly obvious.
So the last one,
first moments of the match. No, you could shut up, Dave.
I know that. What Ospreay? Why was he wearing his Hayabusa pants again? Like, what was do that? You goof.